Well, that was a surprisingly fun show, but before we begin, please keep an eye out for the review of the Warbird D Virpil's brand new gimbal that just went up live. Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. Today is the 31st of March. There was an hour-long starcitizen live AI sprint. Here's what you need to know. Jared had brought out his best lighting seen to date on the only constant. Great backlighting, a slight key light. It's very dramatic and very professional. Francesco was on deck. He would show us the review process that's used by himself to critique the work that's being done by his team. Perception of vehicles was first. AI needed to be coded to see before they can react. To see is not enough. Sound and sight are required to be modeled. AI in this debug mode were assessed by Francesco. The AI have a range of detection, and at some point, that detection becomes identification. Once identification is made, the NPC AI may come up with a better plan based on the situation. If it's a ship, perhaps small arms is insufficient. Perhaps the ship isn't even a threat. Perhaps the ship is part of their own force, or perhaps it is a threat as it's being piloted by a wanted criminal. Don't forget that this scenario and how the AI would act would depend on the various parties and what the specific situation is. It would evolve. We moved on to another demo, AI interacting with a trolley, navigating by pushing to a door, which needs to be opened by pushing a door, so the NPC would do that. Perhaps the door opens automatically and they wouldn't need to. Perhaps that door is locked. The AI needs to be programmed to understand all of these things. And then he also casually mentioned that perhaps the grade of the ramp leading up to the door would be too large for the weight of the trolley. The AI would know and have a certain fear level, forcing them to decide if the direct path is not actually the correct one. Navigating cramped locations require transitions from standing to crouch, and there was a demo showing off how AI might negotiate a series of events. Collision avoidance is part of pathing. If a corridor was too narrow for two characters to pass, originally one would just bump the other out of the way. The updated simulation now looks a lot more natural. They want to animate a soft stop instead of halting in a jarring manner. The character will run out a little bit and come to a more natural stop. This sort of work improves our immersion, and this also includes a set of soft, sharp turns to achieve the same goal. Cost modifier is defined as a topology layer. Different areas have a higher cost due to danger, such as fire, or a lower cost that the AI might prefer, such as clean, well-lit locations. This cost map helps the AI decide a route to get from point A to point B. Time is costed against potential damage. The AI might be aware that they're in a hazard suit, which would completely change the plan. AI would know that they would be able to traverse the danger with less risk. There is such a thing as an impassable route, just like real life, and I suppose based on the AI's programming and personality, they may take bigger risks than others, and in that case, they would find a way despite the added risk. This was not discussed today. However, based on past developer sessions with Tony Z, we know that personality will be a big part of subsumption. Run a cautious AI through a dangerous location and they will take longer to pick a safer route. A more cavalier AI may blast through quicker, disregarding that risk when deciding. It was at that point where I thought, no wonder this shit is taking 20 years to make. Like, we knew it was detailed, but the simulation seems to have no limit. Just keep adding values that the AI needs to calculate to decide against. Aiming accuracy improves shortly after the initial surprise is over, the jump scare. The AI may spray a burst and then start taking aimed shots. They may initially miss a moving target, but then will realize that they need to lead and hit with better accuracy. How AI interact with mounted guns, how AI react to grenades, logic on how AI might handle boxes was also demoed. He said that because the size of some of the boxes, AI would eventually also need to understand hand tractors. Assignments are commands that can be given to an NPC. These are like attack, defend, search, clean, repair. This would need to work mounted or dismounted. Urgency is a variable that can be applied to the situation, and this will change how quickly the job is achieved, but might also result in a change of the result, or even death. Assignments will play out differently during peacetime or hostility. They spoke about how NPCs might be doing a task and then they might be interrupted by you attacking them. They would deal with you, but then when they're done with you, they would remember what they were doing and go back to it. Incapacitating an NPC should result in them dropping whatever they're holding. They spoke about the NPC Logic deciding on when and where they would attempt to revive. That NPC that may have dropped their gear would first find and recover the gear before proceeding to deal with the threat. They need a gun to shoot, and that takes logical priority. Jared asked when we might see any of this behavior in PU. 3.18 has some improvements in logic and balance. We were told that because the simulation backend isn't optimal, low frame rates result in AI reactions being off. What we were shown today was white box with incomplete animations, and they will only activate these features once they're ready. That's it, a fun show. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. If you enjoy the breakdowns, please consider subscribing so I can help to keep you up to date. Please consider sharing with a friend or orgmate, as that helps a lot. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.